Open quarter-final. They've had to get through a fair bit yesterday in the Open Woolhandling heats, and they're back up here bright and early, and they're away. They've had a good look at that first heat, Tuma, and they'll know exactly what sort of competition they're up against, as if they didn't know last night, because they're all so very, very good.
Yes, you're right, John. Phil, as John was saying, you know, there's no weaklings in here, there's no surprises. All of these quarter-finalists, top-notch. You know, so we're going to lose a few of these wool handlers, which is a bit of a shame. But we are looking for the best. And it's a hard thing and a cruel thing sometimes, but that's just the way it goes. We've got Jonathan Harkle there, table number 2. Good to see him up there in these quarterfinals. We've got Angelique Miller from Christchurch, table number 3. Then we've got Ronnie Goss. Ronnie's a bit of a cruiser. It was her birthday a week ago tomorrow. I was saying happy birthday to her at the pre-Shears show, and I think she's wanted me to sing it every time I see her now. And down there on table number 1, we have Huya Waipuna, also from Christchurch. But down the last side work these shearers, wool handlers, working away with them. They've got 9 bins around them, and in every single one of their bins there should be a line of wool or a class of wool, whether it's a sock wool, eye-clip wool, short crutch wool. Here we go, first throw, Huya turns. Beautiful throw there, table 1, lovely by Angelique Miller. Oh, Jonathan Harkle saying, I'm not going to get left out. And Ronnie Goss, well, John.
Yeah, I'm just looking at trying to stretch my neck. I think Ronnie might just about have that one. I think Huya sort of had half a point here over the side. So, but nothing mind, Jonathan Harkle, he performed pretty well yesterday, and he's right on the money here again today. Look at him. Half the fleece done already as he rolls it halfway up, back up for the crutch wool. Now he'll wait for the top knot to come off and sort the belly on the back end round behind his shearer. This young fella from Norway just really thriving here in this competition. He's putting the pressure on a lot of these more experienced New Zealand competitors. Right there, here he goes, crutch wool out of the road, sorted into different piles. He's going to go back to the table once he gets that top knot wool, because the shearer's going to be facing away from him, and he can't get around the back end. Right, here we go. I reckon he's going to be the first to get that second fleece in the bin, Phil.
Well, yeah, he's looking pretty good, isn't he? Roll up time there for Jonathan Huckle. Angelique on table number 3, Angelique Miller. My good, a lot of experience up here on these 2 or 3 tables. Huya Waipuna on table number 1, almost ready to roll it up. Roll up time for Ronnie Goss. Now roll up time for Angelique on table 3. Huya Waipuna getting back to the table. Now she'll roll it up. Look at that, John. How tight is that roll? That's what the judges want, isn't it? Out the back.
Yeah, they're doing pretty well. Good throw there, Ronnie. Pretty, not too bad, of course. Oh, that looks pretty flat, that one. On table number 3, Jonathan's done pretty well. Huya, your turn now. Pretty sharp. Maybe 1 point off there on table number 1, Tuma.
You're just down here looking at Ronnie Goss's pieces. They are good pieces. And by good pieces, I mean there's not too much good wool in there, good fleece wool. And that's what these wool handlers are trained to do. They're trained to pull out the bare minimum, what needs to be pulled out. You get some of these wool handlers, especially in the wool sheds, they get there and they just pretty much rip the fleeces in half to pull out the pieces. It's costing the farmer millions of dollars a year. But these wool handlers, they're trained, their fingers, to just grab what needs to be grabbed and nothing else, because once the wool has left the board, it goes out the back to what we call the dungeon. And in the dungeon, we have more judges, and those judges there will actually go through all of these bins of wool. So the process does not stop here on the board. This is just the beginning of it. Ronnie Goss back to her fleece, as is Angelique Miller. Jonathan Harkle down there on table number 2. Back to the fleece he goes. Huya down there on table 1, John. I'm not sure what's going on. She looks a little wee bit behind.
Punch it along, shearers. Come on, keep up. Working away across the table here then. Here's Huya down here on table number 1. She's got quite a bit of wool right over the onto the floor here now. It's a separate little pile. She reckons she hadn't got enough baskets for that stuff. But the idea of the wool handler is to get rid of the rubbish wool, but keep as much in the main line as possible. That's where the dollars come from. So if you actually put too much in your odd mint pile, you're going to be docked for it out the back as well. So you need, looking after the farmer, you need to take off the rubbish and really leave the good stuff and try and make as much good stuff as you can. Here we go, round the table for Huia. A reasonable sort of a throw there from Jonathan, but he's just got a little bit on the right-hand side perhaps. Here they go down there, Angelique Miller, round up the left side, she comes off the table. Shearer's got the belly off, so they'll be conscious of that. They want to get back up there as they get around the crutch. Angelique's decided she's going to go early, do the belly wool, and then wait for the crutch wool. Right there is Huia. Jonathan's up on the top as well. Can't get up on the board, of course, these wool handlers, Phil. And Ronnie's taken the top knot wool off just a little bit more. She's waiting for a bit of cheek wool to come off now, and then she's going to go back to that roll-up job on the table.
Seems unfair, doesn't it? Not allowed up on the board. What about if you only got short arms and you can't reach? But I guess that's why they have those little board brooms, isn't it? And boy, they can certainly flash those around and get a lot of wool, whack you on the ankles if you're in the wrong place. But yeah, look at them. Just working away absolutely flat out. Angelique Miller here on table number 3 from Christchurch. Back down to the table. Roll up time for Ronnie Goss. Roll up time for Huia. She's making not a bad fist of it down there, Tuma. Huia Waipuna, she's been around a while and she knows each and every end of those fleeces. No problem at all, just like Ronnie up here on the other one. And a couple of young guns in the middle. What better could you want to watch to start off the morning here at Golden Shears 2012?
You're sure right, Phil. Just watching the way Huia and Jonathan rolled up those fleeces. Here we go. Nice fleece here by Ronnie. Didn't quite get it to release. A little bit of bunching. Here we go. Angelique Miller and Jonathan Harkle. Ooh, these wool handlers are sort of making a little bit of a mess of these ones. How's Huia down there on table 1, John?
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's just straggling a little bit over here on nearest me, but nothing. Probably might be half a point perhaps off on the throw. This is quite a light sort of a fleece and quite sort of patchy in the middle, and she'll be doing well to... she might even take a bit more out of this one. Seems a little bit weak in the middle perhaps, but no, it's up to her. She's sort of using that wool classing knowledge she's got now and going around it, taking off that frib. But down there's Jonathan. He's ready to rock it into the fadge, the little green fadge that's taken out the back and judged in the dungeon. But oh, here comes Ronnie Goss. She's on the broom already. Hey, round the table she goes. Very tidy looking kitchen mother. What, she's only about 20 or 30 seconds away from hanging up the broom, I dare say, Phil.
Yeah, she's right onto it, right. Very quick finisher and very, very tidy. But Angelique Miller on table number 3. Then we got Jonathan under there. Huia's up there as well. She got a little bit under that table yet? Yeah, I think she has, John. Is she just a touch behind, maybe?
Just a touch behind as Ronnie Goss completes the job down there on table number 4. But here he is very, very experienced, and of course she doesn't want to contaminate one line with the other. She's still got a pile on the floor, but she'll explain to the judges what that is, of course, and that'll go into a separate box. There goes Jonathan, hands up for him. Angelique Gage has completed the task as well. So Angelique Miller, and Huia Waipuna raises the hand for the judges. Our next heat is Joel Hanari, Tia Potai.